All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Podcast. It is that time of the week, folks, my weekly picks in the world of the NFL. And after going 10-6 in week number 15, I'm looking to build off of that and have an even better week this time around for week number 16. Going to get things started off this Friday as you're going to have the 6-8 Minnesota Vikings traveling to take on the 10-4 New Orleans Saints. New Orleans comes into this contest favored by 7 points, but they know that they cannot take this Vikings team lightly because it was just this past January where the Saints looked like they were rolling and ready to make another Super Bowl push until they fell at home to the upstart Vikings. Now, obviously, things have not gone according to plan at times for the Vikings this season. They are still mathematically alive for a wild card spot in the NFC, and if they're going to pull off the upset, they've got to get that ground attack with Dalvin Cook going in order to offset this very stingy Saints defense. For New Orleans, we saw Drew Brees return last week at quarterback, but still the engine for the Saints offense is running back Alvin Kamara. Giving him the ball early and often, coming out of the backfield, he is dangerous in space. I look for this Saints defense to go out there and make life tough for Vikings quarterback Kirk Cousins, and I think that will be the difference in this one as I'm going to take New Orleans at home by the score of 34-22. Now, moving on to Saturday, you're going to have the 9-5 Tampa Bay Buccaneers traveling to Motown to take on the 5-9 Detroit Lions. And for Tampa Bay, they're 9-5. They're right in the mix for a playoff berth. It hasn't been pretty at times this season, but the Bucs have been resilient. We saw them overcome a deficit last week on the road versus the Atlanta Falcons, and they want to try to keep that momentum going as they close in on a playoff spot. For the Bucs, we know about what they have on offense. I sound like a broken record with everything that they have in their passing game, but the bottom line is give the football to Leonard Fournette and Ronald Jones and let them do their thing. And defensively for Tampa Bay, you have a very opportunistic secondary, and that's important because you're going up against a veteran quarterback for the Lions and Matthew Stafford, who has been prone to forcing the football over his career and forcing some turnovers. Tampa Bay comes into this contest favored by 10 points. I think they meet that mark, and I'm going to take the Bucs on the road by the score of 31-21. Now, staying on Saturday, you're going to have the 5-9 San Francisco 49ers taking on the 8-6 Arizona Cardinals. Arizona comes into this contest favored by 5 points, and they themselves are zeroing in on a postseason berth. You look at this Niners team, they've been plagued by injuries all season long. They've been good enough to compete, but they simply have not been able to get over the hump. You look at the Cards, quarterback Kyler Murray is coming into his own, and it definitely helps that he has a wide receiver, the quality of DeAndre Hopkins, to get the football to. Make no mistake about it, Arizona does have the advantage in the talent category in this contest, and I think that will be a difference as I'm going to take the Bird Gang at home by the score of 27-19. And on Saturday night, you're going to have the 7-7 Las Vegas Raiders hosting the 9-5 Miami Dolphins. And oh, what a tale of a month makes for both of these clubs. It was just about a month or so ago, the Raiders looked like they were on their way to securing a playoff berth. And the same thing could be said for the Miami Dolphins. But like I've said before, ever since the Raiders lost that heartbreaking game at home to the Kansas City Chiefs, it's been downhill for them. While on the flip side for the Dolphins, they've kept the momentum going. I look at the Raiders right now, and they've basically packed up and folded up shop. Their defense has not been there all season long, and now all of the issues that the defense had, they've started to come over to the offensive side of the football. I look at this Dolphins team. They have an opportunistic defense that can go out there and make plays. This offense is really believing in rookie quarterback Tua Tagovailoa, and I think Miami can see the finish line as they are looking to get a postseason berth Thus, I'm going to take the Finns on the road by the score of 30-23. Now, moving on to Sunday, you're going to have the 4-10 Atlanta Falcons traveling to Arrowhead to take on the 13-1 Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City comes into this contest favored by 10.5 points, and they know that a victory here will secure them home field advantage throughout the playoffs in the AFC. You look at this Falcons team, the season got away from them so early. They consistently find ways to blow leads, but I don't think that they're going to have an opportunity to blow a lead in this game. Why? Because you look at this Kansas City Chiefs team, they're clicking. They've been clicking all season long. They've taken everybody's best punch as they are looking to get back to the Super Bowl and win it for a second consecutive year. Too much talent for Kansas City. Atlanta's just trying to get to the end of this season, and because of that, I'm going to take KC at home by the score of 37-20. Now, at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey, you're going to have the 10-4 Cleveland Browns taking on the 1-13 New York Jets. And for the Jets, they finally got in the win column last week as they scored a huge upset on the road versus the Los Angeles Rams. The Browns enter this contest looking to win their second consecutive game at MetLife Stadium. Of course, they beat the Giants on Sunday Night Football in week number 15. For the Browns, it's all about their running attack and how they can get it done. But I look at their defense in this game. They're going to go out there and, the Jets have had their issues on offense all season long, and I don't see the Browns really feeling sorry for them. The Browns can see the finish line as far as getting to the postseason, and I think they take care of their business in this one. Thus, I'm going to take Cleveland by the score of 34-19. Now, in Pittsburgh, you're going to have the 10-4 Indianapolis Colts traveling to take on the 11-3 Pittsburgh Steelers. And, wow, what can I say? I mean, a few weeks ago, the Pittsburgh Steelers were 11-0. People were talking about them possibly going undefeated, and now they've lost their last 3 games, with 2 of those losses coming against teams that have losing records. For Pittsburgh, defensively, we know that they can take care of their business, but this comes down to the offense. It starts with quarterback Ben Roethlisberger. He's got to play better, but the bottom line is it's not going to be easy, because if you're the Steelers and your offense is struggling and you've been turning the football over, you don't want to play an Indianapolis Colts team who defensively, they thrive on forcing turnovers. So it's got to come down to disciplined football for the Steelers club. But I think defensively, Pittsburgh's going to have to go out there and win this game. Veteran quarterback Phillip Rivers is not mobile, and you got to try to get him off of his mark, mix things up. So I think it's imperative for this Pittsburgh pass rush to go out there and make life tough for Philly Riv. It's going to be a back and forth game. This is a gut check game for the Steelers because they got to try to get their momentum back heading into the postseason. But I think Pittsburgh finds a way to get it done at home. Thus, I'm going to take the black and gold by the score of 30-24. Now, in Jacksonville, you're going to have the 1-3 Jaguars hosting the 7-7 Chicago Bears. Chicago comes into this contest favored by 7.5 points, and they are right in the mix to get that last wild card spot in the NFC. It has not been pretty offensively for the Bears all season long, but right now it looks like Mitchell Trubisky is their guy at quarterback. Defensively, we know that the Bears can be stingy, and Jacksonville has had their woes on offense all season long, so I expect a big game for Khalil Mack and the rest of this front seven of Chicago going up against this Jacksonville offense. It won't be pretty, and I think the Bears will definitely go out there and take care of their business, as I'm going to take Chicago on the road by the score of 30-19. Now at M&T Bank Stadium, you're going to have the 9-5 Baltimore Ravens hosting the 5-9 New York Giants. And for the Giants, it was just a few weeks ago that they were hot and they were in first place in the NFC East, and things have changed real quickly. This offense has so many issues. We know what the Giants can do defensively, but the bottom line is they can't score points. You look at this Ravens club, and after they had their midseason swoon, they're getting back on track, and they look like a team that could be dangerous come next month in the postseason. Baltimore comes into this contest favored by 10.5 points. I think they easily meet that mark as they double up on the Giants by the score of 34-17. Now you're going to have the 4-10 Houston Texans hosting the 3-10-1 Cincinnati Bengals. Now for Cincy, they're trying to keep some of that momentum going from this past Monday night when they upset the Pittsburgh Steelers, but it won't be easy because granted the Texans don't have the record that the Steelers do, but they are definitely not going to look past the Cincinnati Bengals. Will this Bengals defense be able to slow down Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson? I don't think so. This Bengals offense with Ryan Finley under center, they're not daunting, but they go out there and get their job done. But I'll tell you like this. If Cincinnati finds themselves in third and long situations, J.J. Watt can still get it done rushing the passer. Houston comes into this contest favored by 8 points. I think they meet that mark, and I'm going to take the Texans at home by the score of 34-20. Now, you're going to have the 5-9 Denver Broncos traveling to take on the 5-9 Los Angeles Chargers in a contest where both teams are looking to get some finish on a positive note and have some momentum heading for themselves into 2021. Chargers rookie quarterback Justin Herbert is looking like the offensive rookie of the year. He's been poised, he's been precise in that pocket, and he knows how to get the job done. The Chargers, it's the Chargers. They look good at times, they look bad at times, and you never know which team that you're going to get. But I think this defense has to go out there and make life tough for Broncos rookie quarterback, or the young quarterback for the Broncos, in Drew Lock. I think the Chargers do find a way to handle their business at home. Thus, I'm going to take the Lightning Bolts by the score of 30-20. Now, you're going to have the 6-8 Washington football team hosting the 4-10 Carolina Panthers. Washington comes into this contest favored by 2 points as they are looking to secure the NFC East title. It hasn't been pretty at times for Washington this season, but they've stuck together. You look at veteran quarterback Alex Smith, more than likely he's going to be the NFL's comeback player of the year, and he wants to go out there and prove all of those naysayers wrong. For Carolina, they're 4-10. They have a big losing streak right now, but they've been game and they have not quit on first-year head coach Matt Rule. But I'll tell you like this, Washington head coach Ron Rivera wants this win very badly, aside from everything that we just talked about. But remember, it wasn't that long ago that Ron Rivera was the head coach for the Panthers, and he was fired. So I guarantee you he has not forgotten that. He wants to go out there and take care of his business for himself, but also for his team. And thus I'm going to take Washington at home by the score of 27-17. Now, you're going to have the 5-9 Dallas Cowboys hosting the 4-9-1 Philadelphia Eagles in a game where both of these teams feel that they still have a shot to win the NFC East. You look at Philly in recent weeks, they've looked different offensively with rookie quarterback Jalen Hurts operating this offense, and the energy of Hurts has basically spread to this entire team because overall Philly is playing much better football. You look at Dallas, their defense has stepped up in recent weeks and started to make some plays. Veteran Andy Dalton is more and more comfortable in this offense for the Dallas Cowboys, and I think this is going to be a back and forth affair. I think Dalton could have a big day with Cowboys rookie wide receiver CeeDee Lamb in this one, but it's going to be a back and forth contest. The last team to possess the football will win, and I'm going to take Dallas at home by the score of 27-26. Now, a big one in the NFC West is you're going to have the 9-5 Los Angeles Rams traveling to take on the 10-4 Seattle Seahawks. And for the Rams, they simply let a golden opportunity slip through their grasp last week. Big time favorite at home versus the New York Jets, and they could not get the job done. And that loss could really hurt them. This is the rematch between both of these clubs. The first game took place in Inglewood earlier this season, and it was the Rams who were able to hold serve at home. Now, I think the Rams are definitely going to be more focused and more intense in this contest, and it's going to start with their front on defense led by Aaron Donald. They got to go out there and set the tone on the line of scrimmage and make life tough for Seahawks quarterback Russell Wilson. But I guarantee you the Seahawks club has made the adjustments offensively and defensively going into this contest for with the rematch for the Rams. I think they want to try to take away that Rams running attack and make quarterback Jared Goff beat them with his arm in the pocket. There's no love lost between these two clubs. Whenever they get together, it's always a fierce battle, and I think that trend will continue as I'm going to take the Seahawks at home by the score of 31-23. Now, on Sunday Night Football, you're going to have the 11-3 Green Bay Packers hosting the 10-4 Tennessee Titans in a potential playoff preview. Game time temperatures call for 28 degrees, which is typical this time of the year at Lambeau. You look at the Packers, they're 11-3, and in a lot of senses, they've really flown under the radar this season. It hasn't been flashy, but quarterback Aaron Rodgers just continues to go out there and do his thing. Now, the matchup that everybody is looking forward to in this game, this Green Bay defense going up against Titans running back Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry is closing in on 2,000 yards for the season. And a big game right here will definitely put him in line for that. Now, I think it's going to be important for this Packers defense to slow down Henry. Why? Because if you take away Henry, or you really hinder what he can do, it makes this Titans offense one-dimensional. And veteran quarterback Ryan Tannehill is not a guy who's going to go out there and consistently beat opposing defenses with his right arm. I think this is going to be a back-and-forth affair. I think you're going to see two of the better teams bring their best games in this contest, but I'm going to take Green Bay at home by the score of 30-28. And finally, on Monday Night Football, you're going to have the 11-3 Buffalo Bills taking on the 6-8 New England Patriots in Foxborough. Buffalo comes into this contest favored by 7 points over the Pats. They've already clinched the AFC East, and they are looking at the possibility of getting the 2 seed here in the AFC playoffs. You look at quarterback Josh Allen, he's not getting the respect that he deserves for the season that he is having. Him and wide receiver Stephon Diggs have had a big-time season together. They got on the same page real early, and they are the class of this division. For the Patriots, it's been a tough season for them. So many injuries. The offense has struggled. New England, what can you say? Your fan base has been spoiled for what you've been able to do for the past couple of decades, but this is the downside of it now. Buffalo is a new trending sexy team in this division. They've already clinched the division title, and I think they keep that momentum going for themselves into the postseason. Yes, I'm going to take the Bills in this one by the score of 30-18. So, folks, those are my picks for week number 16 here in the 2020 NFL season. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank you for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. Want to thank all of the subscribers out there, and if you have not already, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. Now, if you're on Twitter, please feel free to follow me at 300 Pounds of Sports. And like I always say, if you follow me, it'll be my pleasure to follow you right back. There is also the sports discussion group on Facebook at the Sports Depot 365. You can check it out. Drop a line and be a part of one of the better sports debating sites going on social media. So once again, fine folks, my name is William Martin. Take care and have yourselves a wonderful day.